What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Joni Mitchell. And we're returning to the 1969 album Clouds. Thank you again to Nikola. And the next track in the playlist is the amusingly titled I Think I Understand. I'm amused because it's one of those epistemologically complicated statements. To understand is to know, is to have an accurate perception about something, but to think is often used as a hypothesis or a postulation. So you could be indicating that you have some measure of confidence in your view about a particular situation, process, entity, what have you, but to say the phrase in a more literal sense means there is a degree of uncertainty. So I wonder what this could be about. Of course, I've come to learn that a lot of her songs have these multi-scene narratives, which a lot of it seemingly drawn from her own life, a lot of it seems to be autobiographical, including the last song, for example, The Gallery, which people mentioned is in some ways related to her relationship to Leonard Cohen, or association with. Either way, I am intrigued by the manner in which she seems to craft these very expressive and vivid stories, but where I'm constantly, wondering what each of the lines may mean or what turns the story will take. So she seems to be a very effective storyteller, even if I don't know the background context for some of the tunes. So I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Joni Mitchell. The track is I Think I Understand, and it's from her 1969 album Clouds.
Daylight falls upon the path, the forest falls behind. Today I am not prey to dark uncertainty. The shadow trembles in its wrath. I've robbed its blackness blind. Tasted sunlight as my fear came clear to me. I think I understand. Fear is like a wilderness, stepping stones or sinking sand. Now the way leads to the hills above the steeples chime. Below me sleepy rooftops round the harbor. It's there I'll take my thirsty fill of friendship over wine, forgetting fear but never disregarding her. Oh, I think I understand. Fear is like a wilderness, stepping stones and sinking sand. Sometime voices in the night will call me back again, back on the pathway of a troubled mind. When forest tries to block the light that keeps a traveler sane, stepping stones or sinking sand.
Another sweet and tender tune sonically. It just feels like, again, there's like this storytelling simplicity. I will say, I like some of the lines, even if I'm not quite sure what's happening. I do think there has to be some metaphor at play, like the idea of, forest blocking out the light that, what was it, keeps a traveler sane, and then referring to, like, using flashes to perhaps light the way from happier times, and then that phrase, which at first I thought it was like stepping stones and sinking sand, but like stepping stones in sinking sand is a really interesting concept. Stepping stones allow you to traverse a ground or a region or an area that might otherwise be problematic to walk through, but if stepping stones are in sinking sand, then of course there's a problem, because as you make your way, you're going to be going down into what might be dangerous or cause you to be immobilized. And thus, using that as a metaphor, I think, for fear is a really interesting concept. The idea of, being worried that if you do put yourself out there, if you do begin to move in a certain direction, you might be in danger and you might then hesitate to take those steps. So, yeah, I wonder again what context or larger narrative might be at play here, whether it's autobiographical or not. But yeah, as I said, whether it's the forest seemingly as like a personified entity choosing to block the light that allows a traveler to move through either their life or indeed a physical location, whether we're talking about stepping stones that are really receding into sand, again, as some sort of figurative meaning for the concept of fear. It does seem like fear is a lot of what's happening here. So I wonder what she's coming to understand. Maybe like understanding her own fear will then allow her to act in ways that the fear might initially prevent or preclude. But yeah, it feels like there's a sense of traveling and the dangers or uncertainty about it in relation to her fear, which of course could be perfect metaphor for moving through her life or navigating her way through relationships or emotional scenarios. So I do look forward to hearing what people have to say. Again, it's that guitar poet thing. I know I keep saying it like in almost every song, but it just sounds like she gets up there and she bears her emotional soul while softly strumming a guitar and singing these long extensions that are very sweet and melodic. So another example of what it seems like she was doing very distinctly and very well in the early part of her career. So looking forward to the next one. Let me know what you think of this, and I will see you then. Peace.